Well, I tried to wait. Okay, just let me see if video is working, the audio. Okay, just let me see if video is working, the audio. All right, I'm getting there slowly but surely. Sorry, guys. I was watching another show and I was trying to wait for the raid to go raid other people, but that time was up. And 2 p.m. is 2 p.m. I had to do it. I'm trying to stay on schedule. We'll see how that goes. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Welcome in. This is day 3. Make sure I write that down too. Day 3 of day 3 of 30. My 30 days in May, and I just moved all my papers out of there. You look slay. I don't know if that's good or bad, but thank you. I'll assume it's good. It's your birthday today? Well, happy birthday to you. Is that David? Hi, how are you? So, I have to keep my eye outside. My kiddos are outside playing. But Kareem, I like and subscribe, and you're beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. If I pay attention here. So today is day 3 of 30. The goal here is to answer questions, help people get unstuck, pull cards, whatever it may be. There will be times I'm teaching. There's going to be like lessons on emotional regulation, all that good stuff. There's going to be some fun stuff, but we're trying to keep it light. I don't want to. You're in Brazil? Lucky you. I'm in Canada over here. It's starting to get really warm though, so that's something to be happy about. Brazil, that's very cool. So what time of day is it there? Is it evening there? So we'll talk a little bit today about my free workshop that is on the 14th of May. Oh yeah, I forgot to write that on the calendar. I better do that. And that's where we talk about helping you get unstuck. So figuring out the ideas, suggestions, all that good stuff that we need. And the idea is this is day 3 of 30. My goal is to hit 500 subscribers. I set the goal pretty high, so hopefully we get there. That'd be cool. While I'm helping other people get unstuck, answering questions, and building this channel out. I have many videos, some longer ones, focused on emotional regulation, learning, understanding, and finding and making the best choices that are the best for you, right? How to apply things in different situations. I talk about my group sessions, my one-on-one. I talk a little bit of everything, but the goal is to help you while I'm helping me at the same time. We help each other. I build and grow, and when you have questions and are unstuck, I try to help along the way. So, yeah, there may be times if it's slow that I'm just doing a little bit of work, clipping some of my episodes. I answer questions. I share thoughts that are happening. My dad, George. My mom, Joy. Very cool. You're in Brazil, and hi, Goga. I tried to wait, but it was like coming close to 2 o'clock, and then everyone. I didn't want to take it from Dr. Alice because you were gonna raid there, but that's super exciting. I'm so happy though. I was waiting, and I was like, oh, I don't. I wanted to go see. Oh no, this is not a high-end camera. We already know that. Hi, girl. You are beautiful, Letitia. Oh, thank you so much. You're very kind. This is my really low budget camera, but it works. And I just want to show you. I have a couple now, but if you look, and I kid you not, this is what all my phones look like at one point. I don't know if you can see all the cracks. This is the other one's cracked up here. Managed to not hit the camera. This is yes, I have a little girl. She's outside playing right now with the neighbors, so I kind of got lucky. This is my brand new high-end phone that I'm switching everything over. So that one actually works, so we're in good shape. But I have lots of cameras. None of them are high-end. That's why I was kind of laughing. And no judgment. I love that Darrow does all that and has that knowledge. I know, I'm almost to 300, and I set my goal. This is the month of May, so every day from 2 to 4, I'm going to be going live. Sometimes it'll be teaching, sometimes it'll be just a chit chat, sometimes it might be slow, I'll be doing work, but the idea is to help people get unstuck while we build to the next stage. So I set the goal high. I'm hoping for 500 coming out of May. I'm almost at 3. That's pretty exciting. I think I was at like 280 when I started. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting. Would you adopt me? I'm getting threatened. Actually, my mom is hitting me. Don't say that. If that's true, then there's nothing that I can do to help you in the immediate. But you need to get out of there and talk to somebody nearby that can actually do something to help you. That's super important. That's no joke. We don't think or talk about those things like it's nothing. Yeah, that's nothing to joke about. I would never. We know it happens all the time, and it's not something I wish to happen to anybody. And trust me, if I had the space, the money, and the time, I would adopt any and every kid that was going through something like that. My heart is too big for that. When I tell you, and I understand you're joking, but still, I'm not. If I had it and I could, I absolutely would, because nobody deserves that, child, adult, but especially not children. So, yeah, I'm hanging out here today. We will answer questions if you have specific ones. Um, Understanding emotional regulation, understanding how to make a clear decision, whatever it takes to help you on the path. If there's things you're curious about when it comes to, let's say, decisions, actual pathways, actual ideas for what something you're trying to build, I'm really good with that too. Can you go get your daughter? I want to see her. No, that's kind of weird. My kid is playing outside, and I definitely wouldn't do that. Also, I don't promote bringing my daughter on camera. If she shows up and pops in, that's a whole different thing. She is not the main focus on my channel. I love her dearly, and she's amazing, and she's always the main focus in my eye, but she's not here to be paraded or presented around for anybody. So if and when she does pop in, I understand that. Whether you are or you aren't, I don't know. But I'll tell you right now, my kid is not a priority when it comes to putting her on the screen, because there's too many weirdos out there. Whether you are one or not is not up to me to decide. But if you get creepy or make me feel weird about my child and presenting her on camera, I'll be the first person to shut it down. I'll do it with kindness, but we don't mess around like that. Just is what it is. My kid comes first always, and it doesn't. This is my channel for talking about all kinds of things. That's not it. My brother was telling me about that. I understand. No, it's okay. There's no judgment. I am not here to judge you. I'm not here to get mad. But I have a boundary, and I keep it very clear, so there's no question, period. So, today will be a lot of kind of just hanging out, asking questions. I didn't even get my other one posted yet. Only 6 to 300. Holy crap. Oh, I had 292, so I must have went up again. Yay, that's fantastic. That's actually really fantastic. Yeah, if I had 300 today, then I think possibly 200 by the end, 200 more by the end of May, maybe possible. I'm the only girl, and I have 3 brothers. I'm the middle girl. I have, you broke it? I'm the middle girl. I have an older brother, younger brother, and a younger sister. Here, give it to me. The things we have to deal with. All right, there you go, bud. You can't push on it too much because you broke it so many times. We'll have to glue it, and then it won't work again. Are you going back outside to play? She's got her spring jacket on like it's actually cold out, and it's so hot out there. Wild. That is my wild child. So yeah, we're keeping it light for a month. Because if you look at all my other content, I have been building and growing and building and trying to lay out story time so that it's easy to understand how to make these little small changes in your life. So I didn't finish off the Alchemy of Motion, so the first week of this will be finishing out. Like today, we're going to talk about the still point. Tomorrow will be the full circle, which is the best part of it. And then we'll move. Whoa, why did that happen? Hold on. That was kind of weird. My computer just does what it wants. It started saying it was my volume's off, but it still started coming up. That was kind of weird. It's snowing in my country. Literally. What? Where are you? I'm so glad that's over for a while. Yeah, but we will be talking about that, and we'll do the still point today, and then probably full circle tomorrow. Maybe the first week we'll do all of the signs. I want to keep it small. I don't want them to be an hour. I want them to be a little, 20 minutes so I can clip videos for it. But it ends next week. Why does it just end next week? Yeah, I still have to clip the other one because I did yesterday the I want to say Medicine Within. I think it was the Medicine Within. My brain fries if I don't have it written on the list. And if you actually, I just want to show you. This is how my brain works. And when I'm trying to do everything, I have to literally write it down and cross it off. I have my Google Notes, I have my apps, I have my calendars, I have all that stuff, but none of it works until I write it down and check it off. I just got something that it ends tomorrow. The snow? Well, that's good, I think. It's kind of I hope it ends tomorrow. It's always good to do that, right? But why is it snowing there now? And it's going to end tomorrow. Here, when it starts snowing, that's it. I followed you back. What is this? Oh, you are a kid, eh? Did you just start doing... I just followed you back, by the way. So, do you post kid content? Hi, Anastasia. How are you? Yep, the snow, but I threw my newborn doll. Why did you do that to the doll? Poor doll. Anastasia, how are you? Miss Grace is outside. She'll be back in a second. Yeah, well, I'll follow you back. And if you start creating kid-friendly content, it has to be kid-friendly because my daughter's very young. But if you do and you're posting fun stuff, then I'll share your channel with her so she can watch some of your videos and stuff. Was crying in the Uber and Uber was getting tired of it, so you threw it out or they threw it out? I'm really good. Miss Grace is outside playing. I've been inside most of the day because I was watching church. And then I had to get this done. But I'm about to go outside when this is done. But I'm like, nope, I committed to 30 days of May, so I got to show up. And it's worse for me because I don't have a complete structure. And I'm used to always having everything structured, and this is what I want to do. So it's not a bad thing, but it allows me the time to kind of have these conversations and talk with the people when they come in. So it's good, but my brain just wants structure all the time. So I'm trying to practice getting out of the structure so much and allowing kind of just let it flow and see where it goes. Who's crying in the Uber? Yeah. I'm going to post one friendly kid video right now so you'll see it. Well, I can't see it right now because I'm like, oh, I might be able to go to it. U zone, say grenade 10 times. Well, U zone, I'm going to tell you, I'm not a monkey, right? I don't dance or jump or follow directions just like that. And why would I want to say it? Now, if you made it fun and it was a game and there was something, we could kiki about, then maybe. But otherwise, I'm not a little animal that does tricks for treats. So if you want me to do something like that, then you got to make it worth my while, or something fun, or have a laugh about it. Like, I just want you to understand, if you come in demanding somebody to do something, you did say please, but expecting them to do something for no reason probably is not ever going to get a good response, at least in my view. So if you have a reason, if this is a game we're doing or something fun, then we can consider it. But I just don't jump like that. I'm sorry. All right, so well, it's something fun for you. It's not fun for me if I don't know what it is or why. So you got to be a little more specific there. Because I don't think it's fun for me, and it's also a grenade. Not really anything fun to me. I'm not into bombs and explosives and all those things. So if it's not inherently funny to me, I won't do it. And almost anytime someone comes in and wants me to do something that is not something that I do, I'm pretty much going to say no. Because if it's not an absolute yes, it's a no. And that's the thing with boundaries, which is also something I teach. Miss Anastasia's here. You want to come say hi? You want to say hi to Anastasia? You broke it again? Mm-hmm. It's okay. Come here. Well, I'll glue it after, but you're going to have to let it be for a bit. So come here. And you can say hi to Anastasia.
No, Mommy.
Say, look at your wild hair. She would play it outside. Say hi, Anastasia. You're such a fake crier. Hurry up, hurry up. Okay. Okay, go say hi, Anastasia, and then you gotta go play. Stop being a sucky butt. Get lost. Making faces. Yeah, you're hot. Take your jacket off.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Look, Anastasia says, ooh, baby, Grace, don't cry. She's fake crying. She's not sad. She's faking. You're such a faker. Get lost.
No.
Well, nobody wants to hear the whining. It's not cute. So smile nicely. Hey, but that's not nice. No fake whining. Your kitty's right there. Look at the way she practices making these faces. It makes me laugh so hard. I'll go back and check it out. Oh, did I pull it up? Hold on. She's such a faker. Give her a minute because she'll be back here somewhere peeking out. She likes to do that. But she only fake cries. She doesn't actually, when she cries, you'll know it because she'll be like, I don't want to do that. That's disgusting. She gets so mad. And it makes me laugh. And it's really cute. And it's really hard sometimes to be, oh, that's not how I did it. I forgot how I got to your channel last time. Hold on. Let me see. All right, hold on. I'm going to play it, but if the volume's on, give me one sec. Look, Grace. How do I turn the volume on? Give me one sec. I'm trying to watch it. Oh, you're dancing. Okay, I see. Look, this is Letitia. She just posted a video. Are you gonna get? Look, this is. Sorry, guys. I tried to show Grace. I gotta turn the volume off or it messes with you guys over there. Sorry. Very cool. Very, very cool. That's cute. Can you please say grenade? Yeah, but why? If you gotta explain it to me because I think it's really weird. And anything, I don't even want to. I don't know if I can count that high. Yeah, you have to be a mixed. Yeah, I know. Copyright. Hopefully, it didn't play that long. But, well, she posted a video. She wanted me to watch it, so we put it on there. But was crying in oh yes. Why is it frozen here and not showing the? Like I'm not seeing chat there, but I'm seeing it here. That's kind of weird. It's still recording, so whatever. Yeah, it's not about me making your day. It's about making my day. It starts with me, and then it flows out to the universe. So if you want me to do things for you, you have to give me a reason to want to do that. And you have only 2 subscribers and no posts. So why would I jump to do something? You have to be very much more specific, please and thank you. I don't care about the subscriber count. What it says to me is it's probably a fake profile, which is fine. And if you want to listen to the messages, that's even more fine. I don't care. But I just don't do the jumping thing. Torch the settings down and click the message. Torch the settings down? What does that mean? Create a poll. Anastasia, I don't know what that means. Posted another one. Yeah, well, I can't go back. I'll watch it after. But also, it's a kids channel and you have music. And I don't want my... I'm not getting in trouble for copyright. You have too much music going on. And it's dancing. I'm not trying to teach my kid to dance on camera. So I have a little... I'm not judging. Do you. But I just don't want my daughter doing it. But I'll give you a shout out and then people can go. It's okay if she copyright it. No, but she's saying the copyrights for songs. Anastasia is talking about music because we can only post certain things, then you get copyright strikes and they take their videos down. If you cannot see messages here on your phone, see, I see it on my computer. That's why I'm looking over there. But on my phone, what do I hit? Well, I was seeing it, but then it disappeared. Which is why I'm like, oh, settings. All messages. I don't think that did it. Is it moving though? What's that one? Oh. I don't know what it is, but I can see it on the computer. It was, oh, you just popped up. Click settings down there and click all messages. It will come back. Okay, that showed up. But it, oh, all messages. Show every message. Okay, so did it automatically filter something and that's what happened? I see what you wrote this time. Here. Oh, there we go. Here on phone. Yeah, I see it now, and I did that, and now it's starting to move again. But all the other ones didn't show up, so something must have been filtered. Again, this is the tech stuff that I learned. It's okay. This song is getting copied. I just post it for fun. Yeah, but it's not the song. It's not because it's not your music, not your song. We get strikes, and then our videos get taken down. It's a whole bunch of things. Uh, yeah, Anna knows a lot. Anna's taught me a lot. So has Miss TT. That's why when everyone's picking on Miss TT, I always say she's my hero because she helped me with a lot of stuff. And we had to get help together, but she had no shame. She was like, I'm learning. It worked for me. And that's the way we work together, right? So we share, we don't gatekeep around here. And I just don't know. So I can't gatekeep because I don't know. And I'm fair and I understand that. So I'm not going to judge. But Anastasia's helped me many, many times. Many, many, many times. Go and sleep. I know, y'all are both. It's really late there, eh? We've been inside all day. We made breakfast. Well, Grace went out and played a couple times. I'm going to get out at least sometime today because it's beautiful and sunny out. But I promised the time, and I really want to try and keep it as close to the time schedule. As I said, it's a commitment to myself just as much, even though I hate scheduling. Hold up. I got to take a candy break. Good for you. Take as many candy breaks as you want. All right, so today we're going to talk about the still point, and partially because of the 30-day challenge, but because I want to end out and round out the other ones that I've been building out. So the best way I think to do that is to finish up the things that I wanted to teach about. Then I can clip the video and add it to there. I think it's probably the best way to do it. And then it allows me a little more time to kind of chat, do whatever. Can we talk about how to make a globe? I don't know. I don't know how to make a globe, but do you know how to make a globe? I know how to help with emotions and regulations and all the stuff. That's what I know. I don't know how to make globes unless we're talking paper mache and balloons. That's about as good as it gets. But for this small section, what we'll be talking about is the still point. And if, oh, my kid. Miss Grace, what? You're not having any candy.
Yeah.
No, you don't get any candy. You have enough candy. Well, that's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Mommy.
5 plus 5. Oh, Lord. It's one of those, eh? Okay, well, that's fun. So, the still point is the moment after you've moved through something, but before something new. So we talked about the medicine within yesterday. Because things kind of went back and forth, I threw my other newborn doll. Well, if you threw it out the window, that's on you. Sorry. No candy for Grace. She gets too much candy. What time are we at? Let's do 30 minutes first. That way I know when it starts. I have to make my notes here. Give me a minute. Yeah, she literally has candy everywhere, and it's still not enough. She's got a basket of treats over there. She's got cookies there. She's got sweets. She's got fruit cut up. She's got, well, of course, fruit doesn't count as candy, but, and then I come back. I was scared, but it was safe. I have no idea what you're talking about now. And if you throw your dolls out the window, that's kind of on you. So what I tell my kid is if you don't take care of your stuff and you throw it out, or you won't pick it up, or you don't take care of it, then it goes in the garbage because you didn't want it or care about it in the first place. So when something happens and somebody does something, that's one thing, but when you don't respect your own stuff and then you lose it or it's gone, then that's on you. Sleeping as you're running. Thank you so much. I love you so much, Anastasia. I hope you have a really great night. Sleep well, and I hope you have a really fantastic week. I'm going to be on every day of the week. Why are you whining? Because if you whine, look, if you start whining and doing the things like you behaved yesterday, there will be no treats. And then your dollar store trip at the end of the week will be gone too. Because whining is not how we do this. Remember the boundary was 2 hours, right? Do you remember? No, I'm not saying you're not going to get it. I'm saying that was the boundary and that was the agreement. So if you don't hold up your end of the agreement, then you miss out on your end of the fun part of the agreement. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay, take your cart and go shopping. Okay, well your treats are over there, and if you either go pick some out or you get nothing, that's your choice. But they're there already. But I'm not going to fight you or listening to you whine if you're not going to behave properly. We have a boundary, and I have stuff that I have to talk about, and I can't do that when you're doing that. Do you remember the boundary? We don't do fake crying. Got it? Okay, so make your decision. I'm going to leave the chat in like 15 hours. You're going to leave this chat in 15 hours? Well, this won't be up and running for 15 hours. That's a whole lot. 2 hours is pretty much my max. I've got a couple that are 3 or 4, but usually they're cut down just to get the information. And that's what happens when you do lives, because you're going to be talking to people, chit-chatting. You never know who's going to come in, and you never know what they're going to say. So you got to keep it live just for that. But to get your information out, many times you're going to have to cut it, and so people just get the point. I wouldn't, never mind, I'm going to be watching this all day. I don't think so. It's only going to be on here for 2 hours, and we're already pushing half hour, so another hour and a half is your maximum. Unless you want to watch replays, videos, anything else. My lives are not going to be that long. All right, so this is episode 9 of the Still Point. So if you go back to my Fire and Flow, the Alchemy of Motion, any of those things, you will see, all I talk about is understanding the emotion, peeling it back, finding out what the information is teaching you. Then the next one was the grace and the grind. So that was allowing yourself space, right? Not worrying about keeping up with the Joneses, learning how to stay in your own lane, focus on yourself, and give first and foremost yourself compassion, and then in turn makes it easier to spread it out to others, right? Pinky. Then when you get after the grace and the grind, you go to the accountability, which is you choose your next step, right? And you're doing it from clarity. You're doing it from a happy space, a calm space, and a heart-led, heart and mind coherent space, right? That's your choose your next step. And then the alchemy of motion is learning how to roll it all together. And when you bring it back to the information, which is the first one, the fire and flow, when you bring it back and understand, the alchemy of motion is just teaching you how to put it together and apply it in everyday life. What, Miss Grace? You had to make it. Are you going back outside?
No.
Then shut the door. I don't want to hear the whining. I want to hear and see you doing the things that you're supposed to do. Just leaves the door wide open. Yeah, smiling would be really great. I love when you smile. Can you shut the door and focus on that first? One task at a time. Thank you. You don't have to lock it. You just have to shut it. Your treats are right there in the dryer. In your basket. That's what you have to choose from.
Can I get one more? What for? So, who's this for?
For you. Now go sit down. Oh, she puts it in her grocery cart. Listen, she's got things to do now. She's ready to go shopping. All right. So, basically what I did is took the alchemy of, the fire and flow, and I broke it down, right? Now, for each stage of the fire and flow, now I've done the alchemy of motion. So this is going to be literally how you apply it in everyday situations. And the still point comes right after the fire becomes creation, which is episode, yeah, the fire becomes creation, whatever episode it is, right? Then there's the still point. And that's when we're talking about after you've created it, after you've released, after you understand all of the things, there's this part where it's peace, right? There's this peace where everything's calm. You've released all of that extra energy and you've used it to create something. And when you come back to peace, after that, there's a still point. And that still point is where that new ideas, all those things from the coming back to peace start to come into play. The new things you've learned, the things you're understanding. It's this space before you come full circle. This is the new ideas, the new part of the cycle, the new understanding of what's going to happen next, right? Basically, at the end of it, the full circle, when you come all the way through, you're at the same place you started with a new project, a new lesson, a new learning, and you're starting the cycle over. But each time you're coming at it back to that same place with more knowledge, more wisdom, which means every time you're obviously going to grow, right? You're going to grow, you're going to be smarter, faster, more efficient, more compassionate. Okay, the snow just stopped right now. The snow stopped and melted right now. That's pretty impressive, I gotta tell you.
Mom, whose toy is yours?
That's a monster truck. Very cool.
His toy.
It's your toy. Okay, I'm talking. Go play. So the core message is the still point is the moment after you've moved through something, but before you become something new, right? It's where you're learning, processing, releasing. It's also when you've built something, you've started to create something, and then you're waiting for the world to catch up. And that place can be frustrating. It can be, well, there's a lot of things that happen there because you've already processed, you've already understand, you've already felt your way through it, you've done the coming back to peace, you've sat in that space of peace, you're waiting for everything, and then there's that extra space that kind of tests your commitment, right? It's allowing you to see, where do I go from here? Is the world going to catch up? What's happening? And that's when you really, in that space, you have to give yourself the extra self-love. Because that waiting period, especially for people that are accustomed to impatience, which is like 99.9% of the world, I want to play 100 times outside just to find out that I didn't notice the snow was melted. I don't sing. Sorry, honey. I said happy birthday. You got it once. That's the best you're going to get. So it's the space where everything settles. So you can return to yourself with awareness, right? Now you have a different space, a different understanding. You know what you've created. So you've already got that release, that understanding. And now it's kind of empowering you to, oh, what else could I create again? What else could I do with this energy? Is there something new I could learn? Is there something something I can take from this that's going to extend out into my next idea, my next creation, my next possibility to learn and share? So you already felt it, reacted, learned, released, and now you're here. You're not reacting anymore. You already know how to respond. You've taken the lessons. You don't force anything. You've got to that space where you come back to your place of peace, which I talked about yesterday. And now you're understanding that when I try to force it or try to push something, it just makes it harder. It creates stress and anxiety on myself. But when I allow it to flow, and when I don't force it, just allow it to flow, that's when that space comes through. That's where that peace gets to extend out. And instead of sitting in that still point where it feels all weird and awkward and unsure, you can extend that peace, the coming back to peace, which I talked about yesterday. You can extend that out so that still point is less painful, less irritable, less forceful on the impatience that we all so desperately want. Hi, Omega. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday. And we're not fixing things anymore. It's not about fixing something. You're not looking at something, over-criticizing it, trying to find a way. What do I got to fix? It was just 3939 when I said that. We have to look up that angel number because that's got meaning. You're just waiting, right? You're like, I created it. My weekend was good. It's a little rushed. I was trying to get a lot of this stuff done. But it's not, I want to say rushed, but I don't actually think it was. Because I created a bunch of cool stuff yesterday. I was talking to...
Mom, can I watch you in my room?
Yeah. Do you need my help? Hold on, I gotta go help turn her TV on. That way she doesn't tear the place apart. Be right back. Where's your remote? You should be picking up your toys when you're in here. Find your remote. It's right there in your dresser. You know how to get it where it needs to go? It's on. You gotta give it a minute. There you go. You know how to do it to me because you're not in the right spot. Well, you shouldn't be standing in anywhere to watch. So now you can listen. Keep it on YouTube, Netflix, or one of these. Okay? Understand? All right, sorry. But yesterday, she's actually going to play in her room. That means I get space to actually focus just a little bit. But yeah, it's kind of a mess. I have papers everywhere because I've been building a bunch of stuff. But I created a workshop for the kiddos, right? I talk about emotional regulation, and yes, when we're adults, it's kind of it's harder to learn in the fact where we already are set in our choices, our decisions, how we create, how we behave, how we respond to things. So making those changes, even though it's possible, it's much harder. But when we're kids, we can absolutely do it a lot easier. So I created a cute little workshop, and then because her teacher was saying like it'd be really a great idea, so I created it, and hopefully I'm gonna get in there this year and be able to do it. But I also went and I was thinking about the things that I created for my daughter. I created like my kid got the cup stain on it though. Emotion wheel, like it's an activity that they can build with their parents, and then they can take home. And mine's a little different because I'm always talking about the tools in your tool belt. So people that's how my program works. That's how everything I teach, and that's what I try to focus on when I'm telling people. So it's kind of fun. And then, like, it wasn't supposed to be busy. It was supposed to be the weekend, but I was so inspired, and I started kind of making it. It was a lot of fun, actually. And I think at the end of the day, we all need to have a little more happiness. And I don't care how big you are. A high five as an adult, a way to go, can still bring a smile to somebody's face. So, why are you frustrated? Hi, Amayas. Why are you frustrated? So I think I'm just gonna. Why? So why are you frustrated with drawing if that's the thing you love to do? I know we can all get frustrated sometimes with the things we love, but if it's something you love to do, why are you being frustrated? I don't understand. I did. This was. Oh, did I just show you? I just put it away. This is my drawing, and I didn't draw it. The last time I drew it, this is what I drew yesterday. And I didn't actually draw it. Kind of drew it out on Canva. I had to pull it all together, take pieces and elements and whatever, which is not quite the same. But let me see if I can find it. I'll see. If I can find it, I'll show you the one that I actually made. And then, like by hand, I actually drew it. I don't draw very often anymore. And I'm really sad about it because I like to do it, but I can't. My drawing abilities are horrid. Oh yeah, and I made, yeah, I showed you that one yesterday. This one is, give me 1 second. This one I made out of cardboard for, I don't know if you can see it. We were reusing it, and I drew it. I made it out of cardboard for my neighbor, and they absolutely just loved it. I don't know if you can see that because of the mirror on the screen, but that's what it was kind of started by, and because it's something that I've been talking about for I don't even know how long. But yeah, that was fun. We just, the idea was that it was a creative exercise, and it was reusing like trash, things that are just going to go in the garbage, whatever. And what happened is I made a couple, and then the neighbors, not these neighbors, my prior neighbors were like, wow, they're really great. Can I have one? So I ended up making like 10 of them or whatever, giving them to friends for their kids. But I made this other one, that one I just showed you. on the paper. I made that one for the class. It was like a handout for the little kids workshop that I made, which I'm pretty excited about. And hopefully that goes really well. It's got a pretty warm welcome. I got a few workshops coming up that I have to participate in. I got workshops all over the place, but the one on the 14th is at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and that's the one to help you get unstuck. That's the one I'll be doing. That's a free one, so anybody can join. But did you tell me why you're frustrated, or is it just drawing in general? Is there something that you can do to get unfrustrated? Because isn't the drawing supposed to be the thing that unfrustrates you? Isn't that supposed to be your go-to, the thing? I'm asking because we need to find another thing if that's going to be the thing that frustrates you now. I know it takes a minute, so I don't want to move ahead just yet because I don't want to be mid-thought and then focus. So I'm going to wait to see if you tell me, and then if so, we'll see if we can find you a quick little 46. All right. We'll see if we can find another activity or something that we can get you to do so you're not going to be frustrated on the thing that brings you joy, because that sucks when it is like that. All right. We're going to move on to the still point, which I was talking about. I think what I'm probably going to do is just clip it down because I don't know how else to get the thing because I'm always sidetracked. And that's with the kids, the friends, all of the things, which is fun. But I've been practicing editing too, the clipping it down. I'm getting kind of better at it. I'm almost proficient. So it just wasn't coming out the way I wanted. See, why is my chat like that? Oh, it's working here now. It wasn't working before. It just wasn't coming out the way I wanted, but I'm good now. The editing. Well, that's what I'm learning to do. So it's actually these lives like this are actually going to teach me because when I'm trying to get the message, I love the chit chats, right? But if what happens is if somebody's actually focused and wants that specific message, then they miss the message because I'm chatting away. Which, by the way, that's what lives are for. So I'm completely okay with that. But yeah, me too. I have CapCut. Also, I start with the YouTube, the clip thing. So I could go and pick out points where the message is good. And before I could only clip at the beginning and the end because I didn't know how to do all the others. Now I kind of know how to clip out here and clip out there. So I'm hoping, I'm still learning, so I'm not proficient yet, but I'm still learning how to do it where I can cut out, take this point, cut out the middle chit chat, and then get back to the next point. So I know it's because I'm sitting still. I swear that's what it is, but that's kind of funny. But yeah, so this is the still point. Now we're just waiting. It's like when you build something, I'm going to give an example. Like when I first built my website, first started creating my programs, my workshops, they're built. And then you have to wait for the people to catch up. You got to wait for them to show up. And when you first create it, there's this peace, there's this joy. You know it's going to be good. You know something good is going to come from it, right? It's going to be amazing. But then you have to wait, right? Because there's not a million people coming to it right away. It's slow. You got to wait for the people to see it. You got to wait for the people to catch up. And when they start showing up and start basically affirming what you're doing, right? They validate it. They show up and you get those messages where you're actually helping people and where they're getting something really good out of it, then it starts to come in, and it comes in very slowly at first, and that's okay. But that waiting, especially this day and age when we're all so impatient and we just want it to be completely done, everything. We're rushing to get to the end stop, and we completely forget the journey. And that's why these kind of parts that I break it down. If you notice, there's quite a few parts of waiting, especially right near the end. Right? There's a few of them. There's the medicine within, which comes before you create. Right? This is the pause where you're sorting, releasing, understanding what it is and how to use that fire. That's where you start to really notice, right? Then you get to use all of that fire and you get to focus it and you get to create something beautiful. And then there's that peace, which is still a stillness, it's still a pause, but it's a peace, but it's a good peace and you can extend it out. And then right after that is another stillness. It's that still point, and that's what this one is. There's another still point, and that's meant for you to wait for the world to catch up, to test your commitment, to keep showing up, to keep doing the things that you already know you're supposed to be doing. There's that still point. And that's what this is, right? It's just a lot of hurry up and wait. I did it. I got it all done. Now you got to wait for the world to catch up. And all it's doing is testing your commitment, seeing if you're going to continue doing the things that you know work really well. You're waiting. You're understanding that just because you know what it is, all visionaries have it, right? All visionaries go through it. I'm just saying visionaries because when you create, it's easier to understand that point. Sometimes it's harder to understand that point when you're, just trying to understand a lesson, right? Maybe that pause and maybe the still point is a little less because you're not creating something big. It's something you're learning, or maybe you're waiting to get into school or a class to start for that. It's the same thing, but when you're a visionary, when you're creating, when you're really trying to build something to help the world, and then you have to wait for the world to catch up. So that's why when I say it like I'm saying it, it's not, none of it's bad, but the learning how to wait when we're all impatient can be a big struggle, right? Um, a lot of people skip this part. A lot of people want to rush past it. A lot of people don't know how to speak it out, how to say what it is that's happening. It just feels like confusion. I've already done all this work, so why am I waiting? Why do I have to wait again? Why can't I move to the next step? Because there's a process, and then there's a time, and there's a space where you have to get used to doing the things, how you're building that habit, right? You're showing up, you're doing that exercise routine, you've added it in. It doesn't start, you're showing up, showing up, showing up, you're doing it. Well, there's a space. You're not going to see any real change or commitment until a certain stage, right? But you have to keep showing up to get there. And if you give up or you try to zoom past it, then you just end up causing way more stress to yourself, right? So a lot of people skip that because it looks like nothing's happening, but it sure is happening. So it's not just before reaction, it's after the work. It's the space where emotion is moved, awareness has landed, but identity hasn't fully shifted yet. It's like I want to say you got one foot in the old space, the patterns, the things you understood from before, and then you got one foot in the new space. Now you're moving that foot from the old into the new, but to understand that, you're still releasing, you're processing, and that comes the same way with creation. But when we're creating new habits, when we're creating new patterns, when we're creating new understanding, that's how it gets through. You're waiting for your identity to catch up. You're waiting for that thing you created for the world to catch up, to show up, to see, to understand. It's the same thing no matter where you put it in your life, right? It's just a still point. It's just a space. And when we learn to understand and acknowledge it, we create space for our own selves. You've done the work, but you're not fully there yet. And you're not fully there yet because you're not doing it like breathing. You're not doing it so easily that you don't have to think about it anymore. When you have to think about it from the forefront and you're actively doing it, you're still trying to create that habit. You're still trying to create that part of your routine, and you're still trying to, you have to keep showing up, keep showing up. And until you get to the space where you're automatically doing it, it's the back of your brain, like all that other programming that's been happening your whole life through TV, social media, all that. until you program that part of your brain, you have to keep showing up. You just have to keep doing it. And that still point is there to help you do that. You're not taking too much extra stuff in. You're still showing up. You're doing the commitment. And it will come a time. You won't notice it right away because there will be the full circle moment and you will notice it. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. But you have to just keep showing up and keep doing it and keep showing up and keep doing it. And eventually you just keep showing up and keep doing it and you forget that you're supposed to do it. You just do it because it's the same way you get up and brush your teeth when you get up in the morning. The same way you brush your teeth, you do your face routine, you have your shower, all of the things that you do at the end of the day. Every single thing that you do, that routine becomes a routine, right? It's the same thing with your actions, with your thoughts, with the processes, with how you show up, how you check in for the day, at the end of the day, whatever that routine is that you've been slowly adding things to, whatever that thing is you create that is going to be your business, is something that you love, the thing that you're building. Well, how do you build it if you don't show up, right? You just keep showing up and then it just becomes something that you do, just like breathing. And instead of doing bad things, negative things, things that make it harder for you, we're creating new things, right? We've done all this work, all this processing to release all the negative stuff. Now what we're doing is we're showing up consistently every single day, doing that habit, creating that habit of the new things. That negative thought comes in, no, you don't belong here. Sorry, you got to go. I am empowered. I am smart. I am happy. I am kind. I am abundant. And you're immediately kicking it out with something new, right? So you're noticing it. First of all, the awareness that comes with the fire and flow. That's way back there. You've already learned that. You've already understood that. Now you're moving into the, okay, caught it, understood what it is, changed it, done the action, and now I know every time it comes in, right? Every time that thought comes in, nope, you don't belong here, right? You're doing this entire process. You're catching it. You're replacing it with the new thought, right? And you're just going to keep doing that until that it just starts happening, and then the bad thought doesn't come in, and the new thought is what's coming in. And it does work, and I had to do it, and I still have to check myself sometimes when I start to worry or things get there's always life, so there's going to be something that comes in and it's chaotic and immediately your brain goes, what if this, right? The immediate thought is something disastrous, right? Which is usually so extreme it just doesn't even make sense. But that's when immediately you check yourself. Whoa, we know that's not going to happen, so let's tone it down a little, take a breather and not freak out. What is it that we're trying to accomplish, right? That's when you know that the things are changed, right? That's when you know those changes are actually taking place because you're immediately checking it. You're immediately doing the whole step, the whole process, and you're coming out with a much better feeling, much more empowered. And that's on the emotional end. And the same thing on the creative. You already know you've been doing the work. The people are going to show up. It's just a matter of time because you're still showing up and you're still doing the thing you need to do. So no matter how you relate the still point in there, it is a still point and it is a part of the process. And the idea is when we can take away from it, understanding that space where our commitment is being tested, where we need to understand how it works, when we can take that away and really take our time and understand that, we allow that space and we end up flowing with it instead of fighting with it. It only feels weird because we don't know how to name it. We don't know how to understand it because we're still learning how to show up. We're not 100% there yet, right? So have you ever felt that moment where everything just goes quiet? Do you try to push past it or do you sit in it? Why is it quiet? What am I trying to learn here? Is there something I should be learning? Right? Your brain immediately goes to 20 questions. What?
I need something with the TV in my room.
What do you need with the TV in your room?
I need help.
You need help? Why? Did you turn it off? So what is your problem?
The problem is I want to put the stove on.
So go put it on. You don't need my help to do it. You're a big girl.
I I'm not.
Sorry, she makes me laugh. All right, so do you try to rush past it or do you sit in it, right? What does your still point feel like? Like, what does that feel like to you? Is that the moment before you're setting it? Okay, so first of all, is that how we ask for help?
Mom, I can't.
Is that how we ask for help? Get rid of the whiny voice.
Mom, I can't. Can you help me, please?
There, that's much better. Don't come at me whining because you know it won't work. I will come help you, but take the toys in there. We're not bringing any more out. I'll be right back. I have to help my kid. Up, up, up. Okay, listen. This is the only time I'm coming in to do this. Because you're trying to... Stop trying. You can't go in that one. That's not one that we have. I told you what the options were. Netflix or YouTube. That's it. Okay? You're not going to any of the other ones because you try to sign up and then you buy stuff. And if you buy one more thing from there, I'm going to take all your toys away. That's it. Understand? This is the life of being a mother. All right, so it's learning how to check in with yourself. It's learning how to understand what your still point feels like, what that means to you. Because when we don't understand what that feels like, when we're not sure what it is, when we can't name it, that's when self-sabotage creeps in. That's where fear, worry, all those things creep in. And that's where those negative thoughts keep coming and we don't know how to stop them because we're not sure where to go, what to do, because we don't know what that is. So what I'm trying to do here is help you see it, help you name it, help you understand what it is. So when that space shows up, you can be like, oh, I get it. It feels awkward. I don't like it. It feels uncomfortable. It very possibly might be my still point. I'm waiting for the rest of the world to catch up to me. And that's okay because as long as you keep showing up, because once you catch up to you and you're doing all of the things, it becomes like breathing. It's just the thing that you do. And when that happens, you just keep showing up and you're doing it and you're allowing the universe to work its magical web. And all the things will start coming to you. It will show up, and it will show up faster than you can possibly imagine when you learn to let go of the fear and worry about it and just understand that expectation. It is coming. I'm doing the work. I'm showing up every day. I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to do, and it's going to come in just the right time. And you have to have faith in that. And when you start having faith in that, the worry goes away. The negative thoughts, all those things go away. And that's where you understand, and you're not judging yourself when they come, right? You're just saying, okay, I understand, and I have a right to be a little worried. I've been doing this, fear of the unknown, all of those things. They're valid responses. They're valid understanding. And instead of just pushing away or throwing away, we're saying, okay, it's okay to be scared. But I know that I'm showing up and I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing everything to the highest good for all. I'm doing everything I possibly can. The universe is going to show up too. You just got to keep showing up. And just when you validate it and say that and check yourself and say, I have nothing to worry about, you're letting the universe know, I trust you. I'm going to keep showing up because I trust. And the more you keep showing up, the more you trust. And that cycle is going to keep going. And then when you do finally come full circle, which we'll talk about tomorrow, you see everything in a completely different light. You get to watch all of these amazing things happen. It's just that still point. You're just going to make sure in this moment you're not going to self-sabotage, freak out, try to overcorrect something that didn't need to be corrected in the first place. So a lot of things that happen in that still point. And if we can start naming it, understanding it, sitting in it, and doing the best we possibly can through it, we can really use it to our advantage. And that's why I'm really trying to teach and show you this way. Sorry, I don't want my phone to die. I want to make sure. There we go. All right, so I just want to see y'all pause a little bit more. Sit in the silence just a little bit. You know, it's not about hiding out or worrying, but it's like, what is that trying to show me? Right? It's teaching you that place of peace is really a good place when we start understanding it. Um, don't rush through it. Don't force yourself through things. How are you going to learn, grow, if you're not stopping to understand what the lesson is? If you're not understanding how you feel about it, understanding why you want to make that decision or take that route or learn that new thing, why you want to create something new, why you want to add that into um, your life, into your everyday routine, whatever it may be. We just want to focus on that, right? We want to understand what it is, why, and have that absolute understanding so that every time we're showing up and doing it, even when the rest of the world ain't showing up with us, um, even if the whole world doesn't agree, it doesn't matter. When you know and understand why and you keep showing up, the world will catch up. Everything will catch up. Your emotions, your mindset, all of those things will catch up, but you got to keep going first. And that's the understanding, right? That's the hard part. So just learning not to rush through that and just keep showing up day after day after day, doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing. When it does come through, it's going to come through so suddenly it's going to knock your socks off. And what you're doing is learning endurance, you're learning resilience, you're learning resourcefulness, you're learning all of these great strengths that you never would have thought you had, but you actually always had. You're just starting to notice them and understand them so you can celebrate them. And when you're so busy at that point celebrating all the things you've already learned, that's when all the amazing stuff starts coming in. So the still point is after the work, right before the shift. Literally right before the shift. It's like you're at the this is the mountain and you're right here and you're almost at the peak, but you have no idea. You still think you have a whole mountain to go, but you're right freaking here. And if you mess up, start self-sabotaging, doing crazy stuff, you go back down for no reason, and then you got to do that whole cycle again. Or you can just take that pause and use that pause to understand, to grow, to build your resilience, to keep you resourceful, to allow you to continue. What do I want to learn next? What do I let you dream just a little bit as you're still pushing your way up the hill? And then what happens is all of a sudden you look back and you're already on the other side because you keep showing up, you keep committing to yourself, you keep doing the things that you already learned to that point. The universe isn't telling you to be perfect, okay? You don't have to be perfect. But when you show up every day doing the things that you've already learned to that point, when you're open to learning all the new things that are coming, what happens? You make it through that still point and you didn't even realize it because you're still learning, you're still growing, you're still showing up. And the idea is when we can name that still point and see it and work our way through it, not rushing through it, just understanding, pausing. What else can I do here? What is this teaching me? Do I need to rest more? Do I need to celebrate my wins more? Do I need to just keep showing up every day? And maybe sometimes that's what it is, because maybe it's your endurance that's being tested. Because it's all going to be show up in a different way for each person and for each activity that you're doing. But it doesn't matter who you are or what you're doing, that still point is always going to be there because it's testing you. It's you testing you. Am I going to show up? Am I going to still do the things? And you're not going to know until you've had to do it. And those who have done it and been through it time and time again, 1,000% would be like, yeah, that's absolutely correct. It happens. It's going to happen every single time, no matter what it is, whether it's something you created, something you're learning, something you're trying to continue to add to your lifestyle, to better your life, doesn't matter. In any example, there's going to be this still point. The idea is that we can name it, we can understand it, and we can keep showing up through it. We don't want to give up at ourselves right at the final turn, right? So it feels quiet, it feels uncertain, but it leads to the full circle moment. It leads to that all-encompassing, wow, look what I've accomplished. Look how far I've come. Look how amazing this is. Holy crap, the world's showing up. They see it, they understand it. And when you get to that space, and it's not always about just the world, right? It's about you first. But once you see it and understand it, that full circle moment, when you come back but you come back smarter, wiser, stronger, more compassionate, more with more endurance, more reliable, more resourceful. Like the amount of things that you learn, more wisdom. It's unbelievable. But without that still point, many people, if you don't sit and understand that still point, many people go back down and they're like, this is too hard. I don't want to do it. And it's not even that hard. It's just all you got to do is keep showing up. Just keep doing it. Make it a habit. Make it so it's in the subconscious back here. You don't realize you're doing it. Just like how I talk with my hands, that was, I don't want to say practice, but that's something that you did your whole life. So I don't think about it. It's not something that actually happens, but it does happen, right? So when we show up, when we wake up in the morning, we brush our teeth. That's something that we've learned to do since we were a kid. 111 on the clock. Thank you, Spirit. Something we learned to do since we were a kid. So obviously, we're going to continue doing it. We know it's for our health. We know it's for a benefit. So you just keep showing up. You just keep doing it. And it's something that inherently happens. It's the same idea with these lessons that we're learning, these things we're creating, these new methods we're working on to better our life. We have to build the habit. We have to create it. And it takes time, and it takes commitment, and it takes showing up. That's the still point. You've already been building it. You've been working on it. Now you just got to keep showing up. And then when you return, the full circle, you return, but different, right? You've got all of those extra additives, all of that power, all of that wisdom, all of that, those ideas, all those stories to tell, all of those lessons that you can help other people with. There's so many amazing things that come out of it. This one is like you go from doing to becoming. You've been putting in the action. Now you're showing up, and what happens is it actually becomes a part of you. It is who you are inherently. And that's how you're becoming, right? And that's when you get to the full circle. But this is like that bridge between. It's not just about teaching emotions. It's about understanding the transformation. And it takes time. It takes just a little bit of time, a little bit of commitment. But when you do it, man, it's so good. And then we have, you might think you're stuck, but you're just integrating, right? The idea is when you start to understand, yeah, it feels quiet. Yeah, it can feel uncertain. And it can feel like nothing's happening. But if you keep showing up and you keep doing all the things you've learned to that point, I promise you, when it clicks and when it connects, it's going to click and connect so hard, you're going to be like, whoa, what happened? And that's the most amazing part. Because now you're just doing that stuff like breathing. And when it does connect, it's so easy. It's not this big toll on you because all of these amazing things come through. And you don't have to worry about trying to remember to do this and do that because now it's there already, just like breathing. So now this big, new, amazing thing that you're learning, growing into, you don't have, it's not a pile on, it's not a weight that becomes hard to bear. It's something that you excel up into because you've already been doing the things, you've been building yourself to get there, right? So that full circle is when you go, oh, I understand now. And it's coming. This point needs to be noticed, needs to be understood, and needs to be used to your best benefit. So when you hit that full circle moment, so when the things come through, you're not feeling weighed down. You're feeling empowered, excited, happy. And that's amazing. So it's the moment right before everything clicks. You're about to return to the same place, but you're not the same person, right? You're totally different. You've created all these spaces. You've done all of the things. You've created these better habits. You've built something amazing. The whole world isn't there yet. That's okay. But when you keep showing up, guess what? They start showing up. I can't remember what movie it was from, but I feel like it was a baseball movie, Angels in the Outfield or something. I can't remember. It's old, and that just tells you my age. But I'm pretty sure it was, if you build it, they will come, right? And that's what's happening. And there's a time and a space, and it's going to happen. This isn't something like a one-time event. This is an all the time. Every time you move up, every time you ascend, every time you learn and grow into something new, this whole process is what's happening. So the idea that if I can teach you this bite-sized steps and you can understand it and you can notice when that is happening, You're not going to self-sabotage. You're not going to freak out and get scared. You're not going to worry about all the things that you're trying to do because you're like, oh, this is that point. It's not my favorite part. I don't like this point because I'm impatient and I want to do all the things, but you recognize it. So when you recognize it, what happens? You're going to keep showing up. You're going to show yourself and prove to yourself your endurance. You're going to build and continue to grow, and you're going to wait for the world to catch up. You're going to keep doing it. You're going to wait for your body to catch up when it's a new movement, a new activity, a new exercise, a new whatever, right? You're going to wait, and you're going to keep showing up until that happens, because that's when the growth, the change, the transformation happens. So, yeah. The full circle doesn't mean going back. It means coming back differently, right? And we'll talk about that tomorrow. But really importantly, this is the shift. This is that moment where it feels yucky, where it's uncertain, where fear of the unknown, right? There's so many things, but the only way to face fear, to get over fear, is to face it, right? So when we keep showing up every day in spite of fear, when you do it messy, that's one of my favorite lines. I come on here, I do this, you never know what you're going to get. I never know what I'm going to get because, people pop in. I try to have those conversations. I love when my friends come and see me. There's so many good things that happen, but the thing about it is you never know what's going to happen. So learning how to do what you want and get done and evolve and adjust without getting mad or frustrating is also teaching you for all those other moments in life where there's a pivot that's needed, where you have to get sidetracked or you got to get used to public speaking and all those things. There's a million things that even just this little thing is doing. And I'm just using this as an example because it's something very simple and easy to show, right? Like my goal for this month, trying to get 500 subscribers by the end of May, which I set that pretty high. I had like 280. I'm almost at 300 already, and it's day 3, so that's pretty awesome. Whether I hit that or not, it doesn't matter. It's not a pass or fail. It's about setting a goal, working for it, right? You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what the end result is, but you are proving to yourself, I committed to this. I'm going to show up. I'm going to do it, right? And you're going to show up and do it along the way, even with the uncertainty, whether you know if one person shows up, no person shows up, a million people show up. The point is you're showing up and testing your own commitment. You're showing yourself, I'm going to show up. I want this. This is what I want. And then you're going to keep showing up every day, every day, every day, no matter what's happening in the background, because we don't know what's happening in the background. We always have to allow that stuff to play out exactly the way it's supposed to. Nothing that's meant for you is going to pass you by, especially when you're doing the work, right? When you're showing up and you're putting that commitment into yourself. And if you missed it in a moment, it doesn't mean it's not coming back, right? What it means is keep working. There was another lesson. There's another something that you needed to learn so that when it came, it would stay forever, right? Because when we're building our growth, when we're building our foundation, when we're learning these things to enable ourselves to a better life, we have to learn the endurance. We have to learn the resilience. We have to have faith in our strength, in our knowledge, in our ability to trust in ourselves first and in the universe second. And yes, I have to say ourselves first, because for us to trust in God, for us to trust in the universe, we have to trust ourselves. We have to trust our knowledge. We have to trust our heart. We have to trust our commitment to ourselves, right? If we can't trust ourselves, how can we trust God or anybody else? Because how could we trust that? Because we couldn't trust what we're thinking, right? It always has to start with us. Everything and every single thing we do inherently has to come from here. When we start to understand that and we teach ourselves these lessons, we walk ourselves through them, we don't freak out and dive the other way. We just keep showing up. That's our endurance, our commitment, our understanding, and we can name it, we see it. We don't freak out anymore. We just don't freak out. We know it's coming. It's just a matter of time. And time isn't linear. Time just is. We're just aligning ourselves to that moment. And when that moment comes, it's going to be so swift and so amazing. Uh, we're going to be absolutely dumbfounded. So, understanding that that still point really is a big, big part of the shift. And sometimes it could take a week, it could take a day, it could take 2 hours, depending on what you're doing. It could take 2 years. It's just about committing and showing up and understanding. We'll see how it goes, right? You got to remember, even when we let's pick our end result over here. Many, many times we already get to this end result. But what happens is on the way to the end result, we learn, we grow, we understand, and that end result isn't quite exactly what we want. So we've actually technically already gotten there, but we got more clear on the decision. We got more clear on the thing that we wanted. So we moved the goalposts, right? With our thoughts, with our ideas, with our understanding, with our ability to be more clear and speak exactly what we want into the world. So it's not that we didn't hit there, it's that we moved the goalposts. So as we're moving the goalposts, of course, it's going to move, but so we have to keep moving to keep up with it, right? And as we're learning, it's just a natural evolution that's going to happen. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Thank you. Um, it's not a bad thing. It's just understanding. The more we learn, the more we understand, first about ourselves and then everything else in turn. Of course, we're going to be more clear on what it is we want. We're going to be more clear on how we want to portray it, how we want to put it out there, how we want to teach ourselves, how we want to share it with others. So that initial goal, whatever it may be, we already hit that 10 times over. We just moved it because we got a clearer picture. And we have to understand that every time we move that goalpost, we have to go through that same process again. A lot of it's a lot easier, right? We don't hit rage. We don't got to force ourselves through all those emotions. We can recognize the frustration. So it becomes so much easier to go through this each time. But it's not something that just goes away. It's every time we learn, grow, and surpass something else, we go through this whole evolution again. That's why these bite-sized tools, the ability to recognize, to understand, to work our way through it so we can flow through and not punish ourselves and not end up in the negative cycles, pulling ourselves back, right? These ones are the hard ones. All of the stillness ones, especially if you're anything like me, the stillness ones are the hardest because you're used to get it done. I got to do this. I got to do that. I only know to move forward, you got to work and show up, which is essentially true. But there is rest periods. There's a point where you have to slow down. You have to get out of the chaos and the anxiety and all the things so you can hear and see and understand and celebrate your accomplishments. There's so many still points and there's so many amazing things that you can be doing with them when we get out of all of the shoulda, woulda, couldas and all that stuff. We get to actually see what we could be doing, and when we use it to our benefit, it makes these still points, these moments, a lot less painful, a lot less worrisome, and 123.24, thank you. It just makes it a lot easier to work our way through. So, before you would be reaction, survival, patterns, all the things. That's why I tell you the 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's the before you. Now, you have awareness, you have compassion, and then you make a different choice, right? So it's not about perfection. It's just about noticing it, understanding it, making a clearer choice, and then moving with it. Making that choice and actually making the move, right? You're about to respond from a completely different place. It's something so amazing once you give yourself time for that. The still point is where your old self ends and your new self hasn't fully stepped in yet. You're just showing up every day. You're getting used to that full self. And that's all I ever talk about. That's why I talk about alchemy and motion. That's why I go through all of the steps. That's why I did all of the lessons leading up to here. It's really simple in every single thing. Pause, breathe, choose, move, right? There's going to be little tools that happen along the way to help do that, but it all comes in the noticing. It all comes in the awareness. It all comes in the understanding, and then the ability to apply it in your life, how that works. But when we can recognize these stages in each thing that we're doing, recognize the patterns, see where we are on the spectrum of whatever it may be, it's a lot easier to adjust, to move, to course correct, to make decisions from a space of clarity, not of survival or fear or any of those things. It seems like a lot, but it's really not once you're doing it. When you do it every single day, when you're checking yourself, what is my capacity today? Do I have the capacity to go talk to 100 people today? Do I have the capacity? No. Maybe I'm going to do something else today. Or maybe I have only one thing I have to do that day that is absolutely pivotal and it must get done. You don't have a lot of capacity, you're not going to do anything else. You're going to save that energy for that one thing you have to do because you understand what you have, because you've done the process. You've done the bite-sized steps. You know how to check in. You know how to do the body scans. You know how to breathe your way through it and say, what's most important right now? Is that going to help me? Is that going to benefit me? And can I help other people at the end of the day? You can't help them when you're running on empty. You burn out and you're self-sabotaging and you're questioning everything. So the way I do it is I teach you how. One little bite-sized step, one little change. And you watch how quickly that one little change, it just grows out exponentially. It's just absolutely amazing to watch. And sometimes you don't even see it till you're halfway through it and you're like, holy crap, I learned this. I do this every day, just like breathing. That's when you know, no matter what, nothing but good is going to come because it has no other choice. Because universal law, it just is what it is. There's a reaction to every action. So if you're doing the work and you're showing up and you're doing the work, now you're not questioning if you did the work because you automatically do it every single day. Just like breathing, you're doing it. What happens? Eventually that reaction has to come in, and that reaction is that beautiful thing that you've built, that beautiful thing that you created. That reciprocation is coming. You just got to keep showing up, and you don't have to worry or fear anymore. Because you know it's coming. Because you did the work. Yeah, made it through the still point because you kept showing up. You kept understanding. It's not working your way through it, punishing you. You noticed what it was, and you used that to your advantage. Okay, I understand this is the endurance period. This is where I have to show up until it's just like breathing. It's way back here, and I don't have to think about it. And when you understand it like that, it's like, oh, that's a lot easier to do. It's a lot easier to apply, and it's a lot less work. And because it's like back here, you never have to fear what's coming next, because you don't have to try to attempt that task and the new task and all the things where it's beating you down and weighing you down, because you're already doing it just like breathing. So when that new thing comes in, you don't have to think about this because you're already doing it automatically. Then you can just focus on this new task, the new idea, the new thing that's coming, and you're going to do it just like you did the last one. You're going to go through that whole process till it becomes like breathing. Then you take it in and you do it again and you do it again. And you keep leveling up and becoming better, stronger, faster, smarter, more compassionate, more amazing, and you get more ideas. It's absolutely beautiful. Don't let the still point fool you. You're right at the end. You're right at the end. You're about to come full circle. So, yeah, pause, breathe, choose, move. Right? It's the most important. Pause. You arrive at the still point. This is that pause. Okay, we can look at it from a small place of in each evolving thing, or right now, or in the middle of chaos when something's going wrong. Pause. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel good. What do I have? I already have this stuff in my tool belt. I know. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to take a breath because this doesn't feel right. I'm going to go through the tools and all the stuff in the belt that I already have. I'm going to choose something. Oh, this is probably the best decision out of all of them. And then I'm going to move. I'm going to do something different, right? Whatever that choice is, you're now going to do the action of that choice, right? And every time you do that, the showing up, that's what's creating the pattern. So whether it's creating something like I'm doing, whether it's a new idea, whether it's adding a new habit to get rid of old ones, which you've probably, if you've already came this far in the course, you've probably already let go of them, right? And you're moving your way forward. So, but that's how my program works. And if we can get this to happen every single time, like breathing, you'll never have to step back. You'll never have to worry or fear. You just know it's going to happen. And I'm walking proof every single day because this is what I've been doing for so long. I've had many failures. I've had many things go wrong. I was a disaster. Every time I thought I was doing really good, things would go awry. And almost every single time, it's because I allowed somebody else to tell me what I should be doing. I allowed somebody else to adjust, to decide what was right in my life. When I'm teaching you this, I'm not telling you you have to take it all and do it all. What I'm telling you is when you understand how the system works, you can take what works for you and apply it. Okay, you know that you get really anxious over something. There's little tapping methods, there's breathing methods, there's activities that we can do, there's actually things that bring us joy, right? There's small little things, and it's going to work differently for everyone. I give little tips and tricks on all of them. Even on this one, I'll give you a couple, but like the journaling, everyone says just journal, just journal. And that one used to irritate me so bad because I was like, when my brain is going 20 miles a minute and I can't figure it out and there's so much going on and I can't even understand what I'm thinking or feeling in this moment, how do you expect me to journal about that? Right? Couldn't write it down fast enough, couldn't understand, and then you miss what you're actually trying to understand in the moment. So I got out my Google Docs or whatever it is, use my phone, the voice record. But I personally do voice to text, but hearing it back can also help. But when you do voice to text, you don't think, you just spew all of the things you're feeling, all the things going on. And you go. I don't care if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You just keep saying it. You don't filter it. You don't judge. You don't anything. Just say it. Okay? Give it a few minutes. Enjoy that moment where you just released all of that. And then go back. And it's more fun to read it because, first of all, Google Voice is an asshole. And it makes up things and says all kinds of weird things. So when you're reading it back, you're like, what? I didn't say that, but it also makes you laugh a little bit. So it kind of lightens the mood, which is really good. So for the humor portion of it, it's really great. But what also happens is, as you're reading it back, you're processing, oh, that doesn't matter. I was obviously mad. That clearly doesn't matter. That's stupid. And then, well, that's in kindergarten. That makes no sense. That doesn't belong here. And what happens is you process it, read it, release it, right? But then what happens is, in all of that mess, there's going to be one or two things that's like, oh, where'd that come from? Where did that one come from? What does that mean? And there's always one, maybe two, but almost always one. So when you look at it and then you go, oh, that's kind of interesting because I wouldn't have thought that. And then what happens is you start writing that down and you start asking the questions, where did that come from? Why am I feeling that? Why did that come up in a situation where it should have never come up, right? That's the thing you got to process. That's the thing you got to understand. And it's so wild, but people just say journal and then you're like, what? How do I apply that? But when you look back like that and you know how to process it and understand it, you got to the point of it. You didn't have to worry about somebody judging you. You get to validate, understand, get curious, learn, and go through that whole process. These are tricks. They're little things. They work amazing for me. I've had many, many people that come back and tell me you're absolutely right. It works. And it doesn't work one time. It works every single time if you let it. And you don't judge yourself because what you're feeling in the moment, when we're mad and we're angry, we can say all kinds of shit we don't mean. And that's okay. When we understand that, it's easier to process and release. I didn't mean that. That's why when they say when you're angry, you don't ever write an email or a letter to somebody when you're mad. Because you're going to say all kinds of things that you don't actually mean. And then you got to go through. So you got to go through and you got to edit. And then you got to edit it again. And then you got to calm down again and edit again. Because when you do that, you're actually speaking the truth. You're not allowing feelings or emotions to get in the way of logic or extremes to discredit the actual information, the actual knowledge, or the issue that may be about, right? So, again, that takes practice and understanding, but that's a tool, and it's an extremely good tool. And if more people used it, these parts of the lessons would be much easier to do. So, I'm walking proof every day the system works. I get all kinds of people every single time they talk to me every time they try it, every time they come back. They always send me, I get emails, I get answers all the time. It works. It works every single time if you let it. So use it. It's a tool, tip, and trick, and I don't like to gatekeep. That's why I'm telling you. So after you've cried it out, and now you're just sitting there, you're trying to understand. After the argument, when everything goes quiet, there's a moment you gotta process, you gotta understand. There's a lot of things to let go of, a lot of things to realize, right? After you made a decision, now you're waiting to see what happens, right? Because you made the decision, you did this. You gotta wait for the whole world to catch up. That's space. That's the space where we need to understand in that still point. It's not bad. It's just waiting for the rest of the things to catch up. It's just for us to keep showing up, keep doing what we're doing, hold our boundaries, understand what that is, and let the rest of the world show up. And that's okay. Let them catch up because you already know what's going to happen, and it's amazing. And then you don't need to rush past this part, right? You don't need to fix it. You don't need to force clarity, and you don't need to move faster. It's already happening in the background, and it's already happening more and more as you keep showing up, as you show your endurance. That's the integration. That's letting go of the old, the releasing the patterns, letting go of that, and integrating the new, the stuff that you've already learned and understand, and that integrates by keep showing up and doing it. It's the only way to integrate it. You got to keep showing up, and you got to keep doing it. Because what comes next is full circle, and that's where the excitement really is. You know, same situation, same trigger, same life, and trust me, as many times as you avoid it, when something happens, when you have to learn a lesson, there's going to be a point, okay, there's something happened and it didn't work out and it wasn't the best decision and something happened. But I frickin' promise you, at some point, that full circle moment is going to come. You just have all that knowledge, all that understanding. You have all that, so you see it, you understand it differently, which means what? You're going to behave differently. You're going to move differently. You're going to listen differently. You're going to understand differently. It's amazing. And once that happens, once you start noticing it and understanding it, there's no way you can lose. You just win all the time because you're understanding. You take the lesson, you learn from it, you move forward on to the next one. But each time you get smarter, stronger, faster, better. It's just a win-win all the way around when you know how to use it to your advantage. So, yeah, it's all the same things. You just meet it differently, right? You show up differently. The still point isn't empty. It's where everything comes together. Before you step forward again, wiser, calmer, and more aware. So that's kind of what I have for that one. That is the still point. I know sometimes it feels kind of yucky, not so fun, but it's right after the space of peace. And I think that's what makes it worse, right? Because you get that coming back to peace after the creation. So there's already that peace, and that peace is good, and it's happy, and it's joyful, and it's beautiful because you released all that stuff. You've created something new, and it feels good. You feel empowered, but peaceful. But what happens is as that peace extends out longer and longer, you go right from that to the still point. And that's where it gets scary because we've had moments of move, do, all of the things, rest a moment, figure it out, keep moving. Now you're going into a double rest period is basically what it feels like. The peace is good, it's energized, it's calm, it's all of the wonderful things. But then when it extends out to that still point, because usually it's that rest and then action again. Rest, action. Now you're going rest, rest, right? There's still lots of things going on in the background, but that rest can scare the crap out of people. And it's confusing because of all the other patterns and all the ways that all the other things go. The double rest makes you go, what the hell? What's going on? What am I missing out? Did I do something wrong? And your brain goes back into scattered survival mode. And the idea is to not do that. Don't allow that to sabotage all of the amazing things you're creating. And it's not just you or me or anyone else. It happens all the time. And the best thing you can do is bring awareness to it, to understand it, to notice it. Because when you do that, you know how to deal with it. You know how to move correctly. You know how to make a different choice. Because you know the knowledge, you have the wisdom, you have the understanding. so it becomes less scary, right? It's easier to understand and move through when you know what it is that you're dealing with. That's why I'm trying to teach you these things. So I always do this when, and I didn't do it yesterday on the other one, so they're probably going to be a little sad on this, and I'm sorry, guys. I didn't pull cards yesterday. There's a lot of distractions with the kiddos, everything going on, and I didn't do it. It wasn't on purpose. I just forgot. But I really like to always do these because I always like when Spirit confirms my message, and I always like when there's that little extra add-on that kind of maybe helps along the way. So just give me one. Okay, that fast, eh? True self-care. We got, no matter how much falls on us, we keep plowing ahead. That's the only way to keep the roads clear. And by the way, when you keep plowing ahead, all you're doing is showing up and doing it, and you're putting it in the background because you're doing it like breathing. Think of a time recently when you've pushed on, be it through exhaustion or obstacles. Find contentment in your strength. That still point is the test of your strength. It's the test of your knowledge, your resilience, your ability to keep showing up when there's nobody validating you, when there's nothing happening around you, but you keep showing up. It's what it's doing. It's just testing your commitment. And then there's this one. You got two, so I'm going to read them. There's a calmness to a life lived in gratitude, a quiet joy. Every single day, everything you overcome, every single thing you learn, be grateful for it. Because it's not teaching you something for no reason. You may not use it now, you may not use it until 6 months down the road, but I promise you, whatever it is you're learning, when it comes, you're going to come back to that moment. You're going to learn it, and you'll forget all about it, won't even know, and then something's going to happen, and you're going to use that thing, and then I promise you, God will make you aware too. The universe will make you pay attention. When you learn it and you use it, there will always be something that says, I learned that 6 months ago. I would have never known that, but that thing that I didn't understand that I learned randomly out of nowhere just came to be that I needed to use that. How could that have happened? I promise you, they'll let you know. They'll make sure you know. And that's why you should always be in gratitude for every lesson, because it's going to lead you directly to your blessings. And that still point in the lesson is to make sure it sinks in. Pause. Your thinking, for a moment, must stop. Take some deep breaths and allow time to slow down. We're not rushing anymore. We're not forcing our way through it. We're understanding that that still point is space. And it's much needed space outside of the chaos. We've earned that space. That coming back to peace moment, we extended it out as far as we can, and even that felt kind of uncomfortable. We think, well, that's enough space, and I don't need any more space. But God says, yeah, you do. If you want all this calm, and you want this peace, and you want this abundance and this joy, how are you going to ever know when you get it if you can't slow down to recognize it? You can be a millionaire, you can be a billionaire, but if you're out there chasing money all day long and you can't sit home and enjoy your family, and you can't be happy about watching your kids run in the backyard, you can't take that time for yourself, how are you going to ever know that you found your joy and abundance? What it means for you is going to mean differently for somebody else. And how are you ever going to know you got it if you're still running, chasing something that you had long, long time ago? The still point is meant for you to slow down, see, recognize 144, 14414 on the clock. Thank you, Spirit. That's important. It's really important. Celebrate all your wins, big and small. Take the time to notice. And when it's something you have to show up and be committed to, I don't care if it's going to the gym. I don't care if it's making a new habit, a new thought process. Oh, we're telling a story. Realm Bridger. Yeah. For you to bring into the new, you have to understand you. You have to trust yourself. And we're going to have story time. Maybe I'll read Harmonic Flight. So we got the ether and air, right? This is where everything's up in the air. And if you want to, I see the story. If you want to realm it, bridge the realms, understand, bring it to earth, to ground it, you got to communicate and co-create. Look, and the other one was flipped over, which is perfect. You have to communicate and co-create with the universe. And then we have harmonic flight. That beautiful balance. I'll read that one because it was story time on this. And, all right. Seeing the divine in the eyes of another. Relationships with deep bonds. And no, it doesn't have to always be love relationships. All relationships, whether it's partners, friends, business. It's just relationships, right? All interactions. Clearing illusory projections. Life-changing connection. Transmuting dissonance. Removing heart armor and being seen. Teamwork. This powerful image represents the divine we see when we look deeply into the eyes of another and our armor drops. When we meet another being, present in the moment with no stories, judgments, or insecurities. I felt a little overwhelmed and intimidated when I painted this card. I wasn't quite ready or didn't fully fathom the message. Then, some months later, I experienced it when I was looking into the eyes of my beloved. Shortly after, I encountered the divine in the eyes of a stranger when a space was held for this surrendered openness. When we see the person standing before us as the gods and goddesses they are, it is a reminder that we are what we perceive in others. But also, when we drop into the mindless space of pure essence, we might see the world, seeing us, seeing them, seeing the infinite, eternal, allowing all that is. Many people are seeking their twin flame. As life-changing, world-rocking, and unfathomably beautiful finding this soul can be, it is quite possibly one of the most intensely confronting, trigger-provoking, and sometimes painful connections we can have. Those who are most dear to us can bring to us our greatest growth. That is why spending extended periods with our family can be challenging. When we can see and be seen, disarmored and trusting, we can come to a deeper love. However, this deepening process can trigger the release of outdated and unhealthy patterns. Thus, shadows may be brought to the surface to heal. When we feel safe in the arms of our beloved, our defenses yield, so we fall further into our hearts. However, fear-based reflections or projections can surface in the place of deep vulnerability. Subconscious behaviors, hold on. Hello. What the hell? All right, it was my neighbor. That's why I answered. Sorry. Where did I go? Oh, yeah. However, fear-based reflections or projections can surface in the place of deep vulnerability. Subconscious behaviors, including childhood patterning, can also present themselves. It can seem as if our partner is provoking difficulties, bringing things up, and making it feel like our whole world is about to fall apart. At this point, we may want to retreat, but if we can be truly present, our fears can fall away, and this becomes an expansive experience, right? And this is talking about partner, but it's also learning to look at ourselves, right? We're looking at ourselves and as if we are our own partner, seeing the other side, balancing. See how there's two sides? Balancing the masculine and the feminine. When we have a profound twin flame connection that feels beyond worlds and lifetimes, we bond with the other person so strongly that we choose to face the fire when we could usually walk away. Our passion drives us to seek resolution, to heal ourselves, to overcome barriers, no matter how confronting it may seem, because our partnership is worth it. And when we can rise, we rise together. Somehow, incredibly, the universe seamlessly aligns the places the twin flames need healing. Their triggers may be synchronized so that when they feel uncentered, or there's codependence or imbalance, it can be a very volatile space. If they find safety and love and they are willing to see and be seen, their triggers can blossom into deep transformative healing for them both. This healing can forge the foundation for long-term companionship. Alternate, oh my lord, alternatively, I could not say that word, sorry guys. This completion could mark an ending. As the intense potency of a connection neutralizes, the relationship may transform into a different kind of unconditional love. And unconditional love, this is the main point, right? Harmonic flight shows us that when we harmonize our energies with that of another in any form of relationship, we can soar to the sky. We can guide each other higher and higher by encouraging all that has been weighing us down to drop away. And by doing that, that's when we're learning the new things, right? We're letting go of the old stuff and letting in the new. The meaning of this card: what you see in the eyes of another is a reflection of yourself. This card may be encouraging you to look at the bigger picture of a close relationship. A perceived challenge may be an illusion or a projection. This card may relate to family, teamwork, community, and ways you can harmonize dissonance for deeper growth. Apparently, I can't read today. Sorry, guys. The bonds you share give you the power to transmute your fears. Put time and awareness into resolving karmic connections, or they will continue to play out. There may also be a life-changing connection on the horizon. But we're talking about the balance here, right? When you learn how to co-create, you're bridging the realm from the ether, from up in the air. You're bridging it. You're grounding it on earth, okay? And what that means, how they say, as above, so below, we're meeting in the middle, right? As above, so below. It's got to meet somewhere. Same as the masculine and the feminine. It's about balance. It's about understanding what that is. The harmonic flight, right? The each side. And yes, there are twin flame connections, and there's all kinds of other stuff. It can be really good. It can be really toxic. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the name of it is. Good, bad, or ugly doesn't allow somebody to mistreat you, or right. So we have to learn boundaries and all those things. But when we look from a different angle, this is our masculine and our feminine. Either way, it doesn't matter. But we're finding that balance, right? To be that connection, to take it in, to understand, and to ground it on earth. We have to balance the masculine and feminine, which means usually the feminine is in the mind, right? Dreaming it into being up in the ether. The masculine is the do, right? The action, the go-getter. So the idea is as above, so below, bring it in the middle, balance, right? The masculine, the dreaming, the action, ground it together. It's all the same. It's not to be an extreme of either one. It's to find that balance, that harmonic balance, and that's when you actually create. Create, build, and grow, and you're not creating something just an in and out, a fly-by-night. You're building something foundational. You're building something that's going to grow your children and your children's children. It's not just a one thing, right? So, and the reason I go so deep into explaining that, and the reason I read that long one every time it comes out, is because, yes, it's long, but there's a lot of things that need to be understood. To just balance, to go through that whole scenario, to go through that whole system, the structure, to understand, to notice, to be aware, to make a different choice, the movement, the action, the choice. 153.53. Thank you. That's what matters, right? That's how change happens. That's how we keep evolving up and making better choices. Wow, that was fast. Commitment. 0606. I know it's backwards on the phone. Sorry, guys. Commitment, loyalty, responsibility, truth, love, light, spiritual growth, and solutions. Living with honesty and light every day is a powerful way to cultivate a peaceful and meaningful life. By embracing truth, you unlock solutions and comfort. Let go of worries by expressing your emotions authentically and regularly. And yes, expressing them even to yourself, because sometimes until you're even aware of them, how do you expect anyone else to be? Speak it out. Understand it. Like I said, voice to text, do the things, whatever it takes. Those are tools for you to understand. And once you understand, then you can communicate clearly. Then you can tell other people what you need from them, right? You can create and choose and uphold your boundaries just the same by doing that, right? Open your heart to the future because the best is yet to come. This is a spiral upward. The things that you're doing, the changes you're making, the ability to notice, to grow, this is not something that's just going to be a one and done, a hit and miss, move on to something. This is your future, your foundation. This is something that's happening, and it's only going to exponentially grow for the better. So I'm teaching these things, and as I grow and as we grow, as I learn, yes, I have a goal, and I set a goal to kind of make it fun. So it's not always, there's going to be teaching. There's going to be times I'm going to be on this 30 days. There might be times I'm just clipping videos. There's going to be all kinds of stuff, and that's okay. Just understand that along the way, these still points, these little sections, these things that I'm teaching, now you might be like, maybe I'm not sure. I don't know if that makes sense to me. But I promise you, there will come a time you'll be at a space and it's going to pop right into your head. And you're going to be like, I can't believe that came to my mind. You were meant to learn it. You were meant to listen. You were meant to understand. And that will help you go back because there's so many other videos. There's so many other ideas and ways to describe it and ways to share it that you can go back, and there's always going to be something that aligns that is extremely helpful. Welcome. I'm not sure who you are, but thanks for the hearts. I appreciate you. So these are, I got two. Two must be the magic number today. I am a light worker in disguise. I don't have to talk about it. I can just be it. This is your affirmation, right? And it's a great affirmation, right? Because when you speak this out into the world, right, it's not about being in disguise. It's about saying, this is what I am. I don't have to tell you that I'm doing this. I don't have to tell you that I'm a healer, that I'm an angel, that I'm all these things. Because me telling you isn't gonna, you could tell me you're all of the things. It doesn't matter. You just be about it. You just do it every single day. And yes, I'm on here and I'm teaching these things. I don't call myself anything but me. I am me. I do what I can. I don't claim to be anything but someone who's lived from a lifelong of experience, many hard experiences, and I still overcome every day. I have more life experience than most people on any one person should ever know. And I choose to share it with you guys because if I can make it through when nobody, and I mean nobody on this planet, including me, thought I was going to be worth a damn. I show up every day, and not only am I worth a damn, I'm better than that. And every day I get better, and every day I share, and I help people along the way. I don't have to tell you about that, though. I just do it. I do it every day. Just like when you show up every day and you learn something new and you try to do it better, you're doing exactly that. It's amazing. And you should give yourself a little more joy, a little more compassion, and celebrate just a little bit more. It makes it that much easier. And every time you step up and you do a little bit better and something new happens and all the good things start coming in, don't always just wait for all these big things to come in. Yes, celebrate them. Hell yes, celebrate them. But those little ones, those moments where you understand something, where it finally clicks and you're so happy, celebrate that. That is a win all day long. I don't care how big or small it is. Celebrate it. When you see other people doing it and accomplishing it, celebrate it. Cheer them on. Let them know how amazing they are. If there was more of that in the world, there'd be a lot less war. There'd be a lot less hate and anger, and there'd be a lot less of that. And that's the goal, right? So compassion is my compass. I'm willing to hold space for the experience of others. Yes, we come first. But what happens is the more we take that time for ourselves, the more we build it up, the more we fill our own cup, when we hold that space of compassion and of love for everybody else, it's from overflow. We're not dipping into our cup. We're not draining ourselves. We're not giving away our energy to the point we can't move forward, right? That's not happening. We're going from a place of love, a place of joy, and a place of compassion, but a place of overflow because we've already been doing the work. We're showing up. We do it just like breathing. Welcome back, Letitia. I'm just about to get off here. I just finished all of my lesson. I'll post it up here. I gotta actually post yesterday's too. But I will post the live and you can go back and watch the replay if you want. It will be up there. I still have to clip the other videos from it, but this was day 3. Oh, I don't know if whatever, I'll do. I didn't do day 2 either. I just have to post it all today. But, no, she's watching TV. Why? It's still daylight here. It's only 4 o'clock. It's not even dinner time yet. But I gotta get off here because I'm trying to keep it to 2 hours, and it's 2 hours and 1 minute. And the reason I'm trying to keep it like that is so people can pop in and out. They don't have to sit there for hours and hours and hours and waste their whole day. But I'm glad you're outside playing. Then get off the phone and go play. Stop playing. Stop messing around sitting on the computer or on your phone. Be outside and play. Enjoy the beautiful weather. Be happy. All right, guys, I appreciate you coming. I will be on tomorrow, same time. Tomorrow, kids are always addicted. For the phone, for video games, for all the things. It's not just kids, adults too. A lot of us adults, we knew what it was like to not have those things. But since they've come, that's all we know about. So, we've adjusted too. We're just as bad. Trust you me. Bye-bye. I'm going to have to go see you tomorrow. All right. Have a good day. And yes, I'll be on tomorrow. I hope to see you there. Thank you, everybody, for coming. 2:02:02 on the clock. I hear you, Spirit. Thank you for coming. Thanks for showing up. I'll see you tomorrow. And we'll be talking about the full circle. This is my favorite. Well, there's 2 favorites. The fire becomes creation and the full circle moment is my 2 favorite parts. So we've already talked about the fire becoming creation, but the full circle is pretty exciting. So I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for coming. And tomorrow will be day 4. We'll see how close I get to my 500 subscribers. We'll see how it goes. I'm already almost at 3.